Contractual obligation. Rumble.
The following contest is the Contractual Obligation Rumble. Two wrestlers will begin in the ring. A new wrestler will enter every 30 seconds. And you're eliminated when both feet are thrown over the floor or something. Just everybody knows how this match works by now, right? If you don't, why are you even watching this? At some point, someone's going to hit the music, and I can just go home. I'll see you when I have to announce the winner. Good night. Introducing first, making her way to the ring, from the Warren, who's the top?
Good evening, wrestling fans from the world-famous AWL Arena in Tokyo, Japan. This is the AWL Contractual Obligation Rumble. And in this 2023, the year of the rabbit, the wrestling gods have randomly chosen a rabbit-style professional wrestler to compete first in the COR. Why are we doing this? Because every wrestling organization is required by law, it's actually a statutory issue, that you have to have a staggered start battle royal that you do once a year, and you should probably do it in January for some reason. Oh, interesting. A member of Monster Union coming out next. What?
And introducing next, making her way to the ring, from parts unknown, he is the mastermind of Monster Union, the Manipulator.
Well, I believe this is a first in AWL history, the first time we've seen the Manipulator make an individual entrance into the AWL arena. She has competed in the past, sort of filling out trios matches, Atomicos matches, that sort of thing, but I don't believe the Manipulator has ever wrestled one-on-one. This is going to be interesting. And there's the bell. We're starting off every 30 seconds, because that was the lowest we could set the interval, because we want to get this over with. And up, down with a German suplex goes Usa-chan, the rabbit wrestler, Usagi Toshi. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Kotoshi mo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. If you celebrate the new year in this time of the year. And who's going to get number 3? It's going to be Joya, the Jewel of Lucha Libre, one half of the Ladies of Lucha. And looking at, trying to rip off that Plague Doctor mask. Or at least trying to tear it, get into the eye holes, and Joya letting her opponents do damage to each other. With only 3 people in the ring, maybe not as stupid as usual to go to the ropes in a Battle Royal situation. Now, one thing I can tell you that is actually of minor significance. We have got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 new wrestlers set to make their debut here in the Contractual Obligation Rumble. But not this one, it's Betty Bubbles, it's Usa-chan's girlfriend and tag team partner. Bunny Flip, and she's going right after her BFF. Going right after her boo, as they say. Oh, her bae, I think that's the phrase. Okay, Joya's in trouble. Joya is spasming in the corner there. We're gonna have Dr. Marcus Fieldgood of the AWL medical team is on site. In case there are any injuries, Battle Royals can be extremely dangerous once the ring starts filling up. And in a Contractual Obligation Rumble, that happens a lot. And Majiku 2, another member of the new generation of AWL wrestlers, and the Manipulator getting in some good shots here. As Majiku 2, the daughter of Majiku, young in her AWL career, this is her first season. And she's yet to pick up a win, but in the vertical drop brainbuster there, she could pick up a massive win in the COR. Lupe Peligro, former AWL Joshi champion, the Knockout Queen. There are no knockouts in the Battle Royal, but her above-average height for this division will give her an advantage, I would think. Backbreaker into the leg sweep combination there by Lupe Peligro. And already the ring is starting to fill up. Oh, wait a minute. Backflip into the German suplex on the manipulator. Majiku showing much of her father's agility and ability in that ring. And our first full-fledged member of a Monster Union, the person I thought was originally coming out when I heard that music, it's Neko Musume, the cat daughter. And Neko Musume now, wait a minute, Hitobito no Moonsault, and there goes the manipulator. We have our first elimination, and it's the manager. Why am I not surprised by that? And Jumon casting the Spella La Mistica on Lupe Peligro. Majiku 2 maybe hadn't gotten the message. This is not a submissions match. You cannot submit someone in the ring. Or anywhere else for that matter. Coming out, uh-oh. Lupe Peligro looking for something. Oh, big boot. Educated feet of Lupe Peligro. Wait a minute. Wild Thing. We have two intact tag teams now, ladies and gentlemen. The Battle Bells, who are currently fighting each other. A hammerlock spine buster. That will break your arm. That will hyperextend your elbow. That will do all sorts of damage. And now Wild Thing in as well with the Transylvanian drop on Majiku 2. So far, we've seen the tag teams are not going to... Wait a minute, there's an elimination! The power of Wild Thing already paying dividends for Monster Union in this match. They could have had a 3-person advantage. The manipulator already eliminated, and there are no more female members of Monster Union. And now the first augment, one of Dr. Jigoku's bastardizations of the Mad Sciences. It's Project Titan, one of Dr. Jigoku's newest creations. Again, trying to establish itself, but look at the... Oh, man. No, Joya able to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. As we now have, looks like... Oh, wait a minute, no, Neko Musume! Skinning herself here, potentially. You gotta get... No, she just gets back into the ring. Slides under the bottom rope, that saves her. Now, who is next? Emily Nagasaki, second-generation British wrestler. Majiku 2 has been eliminated, as has Joya, the Jewel of Lucha Libre and the second-generation Warrior of Light, both out of the ring as the 10 pounds of muscle in a 5-pound bag of Emily Nagasaki going after Lupe Peligro in the corner. Now, this is an inter-division match, an inter-branch match. And wait a minute, Lupe Peligro out thanks to Emily Nagasaki. That means we've got wrestlers from AWL Hontai, AWL Strong and Free, Japan, Canada. They all flew over here to the AWL Arena in Tokyo, Japan to wrestle in the Contractual Obligation Rumble. And so this is a good chance to get a look at the entire Joshi division, including the new members who will be debuting at some point. I have not been given a rundown. I don't know who's coming out when or where. I don't even know who's in this. Wakazaki Ai, one of the debuts, the Puroresu Prodigy, the youngest wrestler ever sanctioned by the Animated Wrestling League. She is 16 years of age. Middle school graduate, high school student, came through the AWL dojo in lightning speed, and she is going for the biggest dog in the fight, except for Wild Thing is about to eliminate her own tag team partner, Wakazaki Ai, showing absolute guts, courage, and fighting spirit, and getting her head removed. Wild Thing eliminating her own tag team partner. It is every woman for herself in this match. And AEW's Chris Statlander returning from injury. The alien from the Andromeda Galaxy making an AWL debut, and double stomp from Wakazaki Ai. The young prodigy I've never seen Dragon. The laws here in Japan, when it comes to professional wrestling, you can start relatively young. 16 is actually the minimum age, as long as you have graduated middle school. But AWL has never authorized anyone so young to compete in our ring. So Chris Statlander, special guest surprise entrance. Kaminari Hime, another debut. Our next debut, Kaminari Hime, who we have seen in a graduation match already, promoted to the main roster for this Contractual Obligation Rumble. And it seems like both of our debuts, Wakazaki Ai and Kaminari Hime, have decided to go after Project Titan. And wait a minute, now can she hold on? Yes, she can. The Lightning Princess holds on to the ring, and Wild Thing is eliminated by Emily Nagasaki. And going up, reversal of fortunes against Hime, and now Max the Impaler making their entrance. We've seen Max on a couple of episodes of AWL Strong and Free. I believe this is their first appearance in Japan. Betty Bubbles eliminated by Project Titan. And now we've got a couple of big bruisers in there. Project Titan, Max the Impaler, and of course Emily Nagasaki is a big bruiser regardless of height. And we've got three newcomers to a beautiful spin kick by Wakazaki Ai. And Project Titan has been eliminated by the Lightning Princess, Kaminari Hime. Ministerial suplex. Of course, that's going to be taught in the AWL dojo. I don't even know. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. This is not going to be a big old spine buster. Alabama Slam. Where are we on the Athena Jane? Athena Jane coming in. Everybody's in this match. Champions and challengers and contenders and tag teams and singles and debuts and guests and outsiders and insiders and upside downers and diagonals. And I have no idea where I was going with that. I completely lost it. Kaminari Hime and Chris Statlander is coming off a bad leg injury. Big vertical suplex to Wakazaki Ai, the 16-year-old high school prodigy. I think she may have bit off a bit more than she could chew starting there. And now Dragoness, the daughter of the dragon, one of the top wrestlers in the division, in the ring, and Wakazaki Ai saving herself, and Dragoness immediately eliminated. Dragoness in and out, not even a cup of tea, before she has to fly back over to Canada. That's going to be like 24 hours in an airplane for less than 10 seconds in a match. That's embarrassing. Uh-oh. And there goes the Lightning Princess. And down go Willow Nightingale coming out now. One half of the tag team champions of the division. Miss with the leg sweep there. As Willow Nightingale going after the young, fresh meat with a TKO. As Max the Impaler and Chris Statlander, I have no idea if those two have ever wrestled each other. It's perfectly possible. We'll find both coming up on the U.S. independent scene. Wakazaki Ai wisely rolling under the rope. She cannot be eliminated from that position. Oh, don't you know, the people love to count things. That's why they like these. And another outsider, another independent wrestler from the U.S., Edith Surreal, making her entrance to the AWL arena. First time in the arena. And wait a minute, Tiger Suplex by Wakazaki Ai, using that comparatively low center of gravity to her advantage. And over the top rope, Athena Jane nearly eliminated, saved herself on the apron, but in a vulnerable position now. Who's going to come out here? Who's next? Akira Merune, the mistress of 1,000 holds at number 19. We are nearly 2/3 of the way through this match already, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a look at who's still in the ring, Max the Impaler's been there for a while. So's Emily Nagasaki. So has Wakazaki Eye is actually... Oh, Wakazaki Eye with the body scissors into a half crab. But she's got to know, that doesn't save you, that doesn't win you a match here. But Edith Surreal, who's a known technician in her own right... And wait a minute, there goes the modern-day Amazon eliminated. Couple of hard shots. And bye-bye Nagasaki. Chris Statlander imposing her will. So far, this has been the match of the outsiders. As Wakazaki Eye trying to eliminate Edith Surreal. Does she have the leverage? Wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh! Package pile driver, penta driver, on Willow Nightingale by... What? Oh, boy. By Chris Statlander, but she cartwheels her way right into the electric chair. Can she fight her way out of it? Yes, she can. Wakazaki Eye intro. Wakazaki Eye backtracking on the most decorated champion in the Joshi Division's history. Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd, the Intercontinental Champion, making her way in. Couple of hard shots. Oh, up and down. And a kip up by Willow Nightingale. You wouldn't expect that. Elevated powerbomb by the Mistress of 1,000 Holds, Akira Merine, in the foreground of your screen. And Wakazaki Eye still stepping up to the big girls. Willow Nightingale and the big people, the big wrestlers. We're getting our first look at Wakazaki Eye, I think basically still in her school uniform. Backing off, observing the situation, figuring out what's going on. Edith Surreal, Max the Impaler there. Now, the true Toronto star, Amy Wade, coming in at number 21. We're 2/3 of the way. We're starting to get into the lucky numbers now, ladies and gentlemen. And I think Max the Impaler has been in the ring the longest at this point, as she tries to squish Wakazaki Eye. First time meeting here between the true Toronto star and Mistress of 1,000 Holds. And Edith Surreal gone, eliminated by Chris Statlander. That's a matchup we could probably do on Strong and Free. I'm not sure. And I think with somebody else eliminated, I think Wakazaki Eye was just eliminated by Max the Impaler. But an incredible performance. Yeah, confirming, yeah, you're out, girl. Sorry. Wakazaki Eye making her debut in the Animated Wrestling League. We will see more from the prodigy of Puroresu in the near future, I have no doubt. Willow Nightingale looking to eliminate Statlander. Back to AEW she goes. Hope the leg worked out. Hope she's going to get her leg checked out by our AWL medical team, Dr. Marcus Feelgood. And we're going to make sure she's ready to go for when she makes her return to AEW in the hopefully not too distant future. We're into the 20s now, and it is... Who's next? Yin, one half of Yin and Yang, and we haven't seen Yang either, which means the twins from the human psyche have the potential to have some really good draws in this match, as Lady Smooth saves herself on the top rope. Of course she does. Argentinian backbreaker by Willow Nightingale into a cutter. And wait a minute, there goes Lady Smooth, thanks to the true Toronto star. Gut-wrench powerbomb by Willow Nightingale. Huge uppercut by Amy Wade, who's coming out next. Spring Tiger. Oh my god, we got Spring Tiger and Amy Wade in the same ring at the same time. That's going to be interesting. Oh! Discus elbow. But Max the Impaler maintains their wits about them to get away from the elbow drop of Yin. As Spring Tiger going immediately after the Mistress of 1,000 Holds. Three matches at once, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting your money's worth. Which I say because we don't charge for this. We still have a couple of debuts on the run sheet here. And Yang! Okay, we're back to having an attack tag team, Yin and Yang. The Season 0 originals. Yang, of course, the only woman to ever hold the AWL Championship back in Season 0, when we could still get away with intergender wrestling. Oh, and again, I believe this is another first-time meeting. We're seeing a lot of first-time encounters in this match because we've got the Japanese and Canadian branches of the AWL in the same ring at the same time. That's 7 women in the ring right now. Well, 6 women and 1 Max the Impaler in the ring right now. Shinda Akko, another debut. The Devil of Death. That's roughly what her name translates to. And yeah, this ain't no Yamada Nadesko waifu type. This girl is dangerous. Shinda Akko getting a lucky draw late in the Contractual Obligation Rumble. Yin and Akira Merine double teaming Max the Impaler, not able to get them out of the ring though. Hard shot here and into the cover. No, sorry, into the cover. There's no cover in a Rumble. And this, oh, wait a minute. Tag team champion in trouble. Full Nelson slam. As Willow Nightingale barely gets herself back into the ring. Shinda Akko in trouble. And there goes Spring Tiger. I believe that was Nightingale that eliminated Spring Tiger. And these wrestlers are going to have to go for absolute broke here in the final minutes. Max the Impaler, the iron wrestler of this match, powerbomb attempt here. No, face first goes the True Toronto Star. Their first time wrestling in Japan. Oh, and there goes Yin. Yang not even seeing it. Huge lariat by the Mistress of 1,000 Holds. Alabama slam to Shinda Akko. Showing her, finding out if she fears the Reaper. I think we're up to what, 24, 25, something like that? Kairi! The IWGP Women's Champion, Joshi Oza, is in the AWL. And she's going right for the biggest fish in the sea. Kairi, the Pirate Princess, the first ever IWGP Women's Champion, who's preparing for a marquee match against the former Sasha Banks, the CEO, which is a term most Japanese people do not understand, Mercedes Moné, and Sakai Reina, our last debut. I don't know anything about this one. I don't have a profile on her. Oh, holy shit, she is big. That is a large woman. That is a whole lot of woman. Rhea. Oh, wow. And Max the Impaler in trouble for the first time this match. Discus elbow right to the back of the head by the True Toronto Star. We're up to number 28 now, almost nobody left here. Project Kaiju of the Augments coming out next. Dr. Jigoku's last possible entrant in this Rumble, and the only person I think who hasn't been out here yet, I think, is Solo Darling of the Tag Team Champions. She's got to be number 30. As Max the Impaler and Shinda Akko going at each other. We're going to have a ladies' night. We're going to have to get some matches with these new women, including this Reina with a huge elbow drop. Very basic ring attire. Again, I don't have a profile from her. I'm assuming she's from the dojo, from the AWL dojo, but I have not been getting any information. Kick to the midsection. The Toronto Star, the Mistress of 1,000 Holds, exchanging kicks. Oh, wow. Oh! Hard knee right in the face. Duality driver, I believe that was. And standing into the moonsault as Reina going one-on-one with Kyrie, the IWGP champion. And it looks like the True Toronto Star is in trouble. As, wait a minute, no, wait a minute! Amy Wade just eliminated the IWGP champion. Kyrie eliminated. Oh man, that is a match I would love to see. The undefeated Amy Wade. Never been pinned, never submitted. I mean, it's a battle royal. You lose a battle royal, that doesn't really count. As in, literally, we don't count that in the win-loss records. Hard shot on this giantess. And there goes the Mistress of 1,000 Holds at the hands, or should I say the hips, of Max the Impaler. You can catch Max the Impaler on NWA Power as long as that lasts, under the tutelage of the Sinister Minister James Mitchell. Got just a few. We've got our last competitor now. We are down to the final 7. Actually, no. We got Tormenta del Fuego at number 29. That'll put Solo Darling at 30. I completely forgot Tormenta del Fuego existed, which is kind of the summation of her career, really, isn't it? The other half of the Ladies of Lucha alongside Joya, the Jewel of Lucha Libre. As this mysterious giant in trouble on the corner, in the near corner here, and now Solar Darling going to be coming out to complete the Joshi division. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's the AWL Joshi division. That's everyone we've got, including our debuts. Solo Darling coming out, as I predicted. And look at that, Max the Impaler with superhuman strength. This one is incredible. Couple of right hands and up, vertical suplex, down with the knee, and going for the, couldn't get a full duality driver on Reina. Amy Wade's still in, Tormenta del Fuego, Max the Impaler, Project Kaiju, Solo Darling, Yang, Amy Wade. The ring's still full of stars, and goodbye, Giant. Can someone tell me at least if she's a graduate of the dojo? I've got nothing on this woman. We are down to 7 as we see Solo Darling and Amy Wade seemingly teaming up, at least for a moment, on Max the Impaler, who has definitely got the Iron Wrestler position for this match. Certainly the longest in the ring at this point. As Shinda Akko has been here a while as well, out at the hands of one half of the tag team champions, Solo Darling. Back elbow strike. And what do we have here? Project Kaiju in trouble, but she manages to hold on. Yang just cannot push that giant, that monster, all the way out of the competition. But Amy Wade now in trouble. This won't count as a defeat on her win-loss record, but she has been eliminated by Max the Impaler. Double leg takedown by Max. And we are now down to our final 5. Max the Impaler, Tormenta del Fuego, Yang, Solo Darling, and Project Kaiju twisting, elevated, powerbomb by Max the Impaler to the firestorm of Lucha Libre, Tormenta del Fuego. No time limit in this match. This could go on until they all drop dead from dehydration. There's that highly targeted knee of Max the Impaler. And we're seeing here a shot to the quadricep trying to take Max down. There's the collar and elbow. Oh, and a super kick. Solo didn't see that coming. And she eats one herself. And that is what you got to worry about in these battle royals. You got to keep eyes in the back of your head. Tormenta del Fuego adjusting well, but she was taken by surprise by Project Kaiju of the Augments. So we've got 2 AWL originals, 2 outsiders, and around the world goes the Luchadora. Could Tormenta maybe get Kaiju up? She's going to go maybe for the Burning Hammer, but no. And there goes Tormenta del Fuego. We are down to 3. It is Solo Darling, a twitching Max the Impaler, and Dr. Jigoku's Project Kaiju. Literally the newest of the augments. Debuted only a couple of weeks after Project Titan made her debut in the AWL arena, or in the AWL Battle Zone. So it's also interesting we've got all 3 of these competitors are officially part of AWL Strong and Free, our Canadian division. Of course, Solo Darling as tag team champion, able to appear on either show, as is Willow Nightingale. So AWL Hontai has been completely eliminated in their own house, on their own home territory. That has got to be embarrassing. Yes, an AWL Hontai wrestler won the Oshogatsu Taikai, but still, the rivalry between the 2 brands, since we have pretty hardcore set rosters, if you don't hold a floating title belt, you're not crossing over. We haven't decided if we're going to be doing brand exchanges, if we're going to be doing drafts at any point in the future. Stay tuned for information on that. But we've got this huge influx of new talent in the Joshi division. Kaminari Hime promoted to the main roster. Wakazaki Ai coming out. Shinda Akiko, this mysterious Reina woman. Chris Statlander going to be showing up for at least a little bit. We've got the IWGP Women's Champion, who's going to be sitting in for a spell, presumably. It's been a big season. All of Season 20, we've been putting the spotlight on the Joshi division. And it's been paying off. We've seen some incredible matches, incredible rivalries. Spring Tiger and Amy Wade for one. And now we're seeing more and more action. Look at that, the strength of Max the Impaler. We're increasing the diversity of our division as well. And, oh! Power slam into a backbreaker. And Max the Impaler, wait a minute, never wake up! I wonder who she learned that from. Solo Darling, swinging across the ring. Gonna try to eliminate the monster, trying to eliminate Project Kaiju, the great beast of the augments. Just trying to get that leg up. But that low center of gravity and the enormous weight, the metallic plating or whatever that is on the non-human, the robotic Project Kaiju, which seems to be glitching a little bit here, but hits a running shoulder tackle, flying shoulder tackle. The Solo Darling, she's down and out. For the moment, at least, this is one-on-one. And going up to the middle rope, big stupid in a battle royal, but there's no risk of elimination at this point. At least I don't think there is. Oh, swing and miss. The AI just cannot measure it perfectly. Hard headshot, takedown. Lariato. Max the Impaler looking for that power bomb. Looking for the twisting, elevated powerbomb. What is she grabbing onto? Solo Darling trying to get her attitude back, get her charisma back, get her wherewithal, but Max the Impaler making her regret it. What were they grabbing onto? I have no idea. Uh-oh. In the corner, that is never where you want to be. You never want to be up against the ropes in a battle royal situation, even when... oh, interesting. Project Kaiju, I think wisely, letting Solo Darling try to do the damage. If Solo can eliminate... If Solo Darling can eliminate Max the Impaler, which is not going to happen, Max makes their way back into the ring. And so far, this is like a three-way stalemate. Solo Darling trying to get herself psyched up here, but it seems to be backfiring on her repeatedly. Mac making the contact. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, could have thrown her over, maybe. But at least takes advantage. Gonna go for another one of those power bombs. What are they holding on to? She doesn't have trunks to hold on to for that elevation. How the hell does that work? Hard shot to the stomach, collar and elbow tie-up. And look at that, picking up the Kaiju! Again, there's no time limit in this match. One of the very rare times in the AWL we have a no time limit match. I think there should be a rule that once the last wrestler's in, a time limit starts. That would be a cool thing to be able to do, but we can't. Going up. Another elevation. Solo Darling trying, but she just doesn't have the leverage. She doesn't have positioning. I think she'd be better trying to do some kind of like a running lariat on the middle of the ropes, where there's a little more give. You're at the tightest part of the ropes, right near the turnbuckle. Collar and elbow, and again, okay, this... I hate to say it, I hate to compliment Dr. Jigoku in any way, but Project Kaiju doing the smart thing here, letting the other two just beat the living tar out of each other before she comes in and tries to pick up the pieces. Maybe she had some parts manufactured in Samoa, who knows? I'm guessing that was a Hurricane Rana that just got countered into that spine buster. This is the final three of the 2023, the season 20 of Shogatsu Taikai. No, the Contractual Obligation Rumble. I always keep promising myself I'm never going to get excited about these silly things, but you know what? They're kind of exciting. All the debuts, you don't know who's going to show up, you don't know who's going to be quickest, who's going to be luckiest. And look at the strength of Max the Impaler. One hand to finish off that vertical suplex. Somebody, just throw somebody out, please. I think they are going to throw out Solo Dart. No, they're not. Solo fighting back. Solo well overmatched in this contest. Max the Impaler asserting their dominance. And finally, trying to get her up. Can she throw her over? This is the difference in strength and leverage. Boom! There goes Solo Darling. We are down to our final two. Flicking away the history of professional wrestling. Max the Impaler from the wasteland. Project Kaiju from the laboratory. Looking for that running, flying shoulder one more time, and she hits it. But now you've got to get Max the Impaler up. Max knows how to make themselves heavy. Max knows how to dead-ass you. Make it difficult to pick you up and throw you out. Oh! But that's something Max has no problem with. We've seen the strength and power of Max the Impaler throughout this match, not to mention the endurance of Max the Impaler. They've been wrestling for, it's got to be at least close to 30 minutes now. And up, and that's it! Max the Impaler eliminates Project Kaiju to win the Contractual Obligation Rumble. Took her long enough. Take a look at some of the action toward the end there. That was a full-on triple threat match that reminded me why I hate triple threat matches. But in the end, Max does the deed.
Here is your winner, Max the Impaler.
Did you like the Rumble? Did you not? Let me know, even though it doesn't really matter. Koredeg, Marida.